Gasps everywhere. Shen Yue confronts Dylan's mother in a heated exchange. The fallout from the cafe scandal has not yet cooled, and yet another storm has erupted in Dylan Wang's world. Just days after the video of Bai Lu fleeing in tears went viral, Shen Yue was caught in a shocking confrontation with none other than Dylan's mother. And the internet can't stop talking about it. The meeting, which fans have dubbed the showdown nobody saw coming, unfolded behind closed doors, but quickly spilled into the public eye when leaked audio and eyewitness accounts surfaced online. What was meant to be a private exchange of words turned into a blazing clash of accusations, tears, and truths that could shake everything we thought we knew about Dylan, Bai Lu, and Shen Yue. A mother's fury. It all began in Dylan's family compound on the outskirts of Chengdu. According to insiders, Shen Yue had requested a private meeting with Dylan's mother, a bold move, considering the tension already brewing in the air. But instead of the quiet sit-down she had imagined, Shen Yue walked straight into a storm. Eyewitnesses reported Dylan's mother was already waiting in the living room, arms crossed, her gaze sharp enough to cut glass. The first words she allegedly spoke sent chills down everyone's spine. "You've caused enough damage already. What more do you want from my son?" The room froze. Shen Yue, usually soft-spoken, didn't shrink back this time. Instead, she raised her chin, her eyes burning with conviction. "Damage? Or truth?" she fired back. "If he had listened to me earlier, Bai Lu wouldn't have had to find out the way she did." Sparks fly, the heated words. The exchange that followed was nothing short of explosive. "Dylan's mother, you've always been a distraction. Do you think I haven't seen the way you linger around him, pulling him back into the past? Shen Yue, and do you think hiding the past makes it disappear? He loves her, yes, but part of him still belongs to me. You know it. I know it. Even Bai Lu knows it now." Gasps echoed from the staff standing nearby. No one dared move. The confrontation wasn't just about Dylan, it was about control, truth, and the unhealed wounds of a relationship that refused to die. The past resurfaces. For years, fans speculated about Dylan and Shen Yue's history. Were they ever truly together? Was their bond simply a friendship misunderstood? His mother's words seemed to confirm what many had long suspected, that Shen Yue had once been more than just a co-star. In a shocking turn, one source claimed Dylan's mother accused Shen Yue of being the reason Dylan had once walked away from a promising relationship years ago. "You ruined him once before. I won't let you do it again," she allegedly said, her voice shaking with rage. But Shen Yue didn't flinch. "Maybe I ruined him, or maybe I made him real. Ask yourself why he still comes back to me, even when he shouldn't." The breaking point. The argument escalated to a fever pitch when Shen Yue stepped closer, her voice trembling but unwavering. "I'm not here to fight you. I'm here because you think protecting him means lying for him. But every lie makes the fall harder. If you truly love your son, let him face the truth." Those words seemed to pierce Dylan's mother. Witnesses say her eyes widened, and for a moment, her composure cracked. But just as quickly, she snapped back. "Truth? The truth is you are the reason his world is on fire. You walk into his life like a shadow, and you leave ashes behind." The silence that followed was unbearable. Shen Yue's lips quivered, but instead of backing down, she whispered words that stunned everyone in the room. "Then let me be the ashes. At least I'll be honest about what burns." The moment Dylan walked in, just when the confrontation reached its breaking point, the sound of a door creaking open silenced the storm. Dylan himself walked into the room. His face, pale with exhaustion, told the story of sleepless nights. His eyes darted between the two women, the mother who raised him and the woman who refused to let go of him. "Enough," he said, his voice low but heavy with authority. But neither woman looked ready to stop. His mother turned toward him, her voice cracking. "Son, she's poisoning everything you've built." Shen Yue shook her head, stepping forward. "No, Dylan. I'm the only one willing to tell you the truth, even when it hurts." Dylan's silence was louder than any scream. The weight of his indecision hung thick in the air, suffocating everyone present. Leaked audio sends fans into frenzy. Within hours, fragments of the confrontation leaked online. A muffled audio recording captured Dylan's mother shouting, "You've caused enough damage already. followed by Shen Yu's chilling reply. If he had listened to me earlier, Bai Lu wouldn't have had to find out this way. The recording ended abruptly, but it was enough to send fans spiraling. Social media exploded with hashtags like Shen Yue versus Dylan's mom, #Protect Dylan, Bai Lu deserves better. Some fans praised Shen Yue for her bravery, calling her the only one speaking truth in a world of lies. Others accused her of being manipulative, intentionally creating chaos in Dylan and Bai Lu's fragile relationship. Bai Lu's silent response. And what of Bai Lu, the woman at the center of it all? Insiders revealed that Bai Lu was informed of the confrontation almost immediately. Sources close to her claimed she broke down upon hearing Shen Yue's words, torn between anger at Dylan and pity for the tangled mess his life had become. She has remained silent publicly, but her assistant posted a cryptic message on Weibo late last night. Sometimes silence screams louder than words. Fans interpreted it as a sign of Bai Lu's heartbreak, a quiet resignation in the face of chaos. The world divided. The confrontation has done more than just stir gossip, it has divided an entire fandom. Some believe Shen Yue is a martyr of truth, a woman caught in the painful role of exposing what no one else dared to say. Others see Dylan's mother as the guardian of his heart, a fierce protector trying to shield her son from a woman who brings nothing but turmoil. And then there are those who sympathize with Dylan himself, a man torn between loyalty, love, and the heavy burden of expectations. The cliffhanger that changes everything. As the confrontation ended, Dylan reportedly left the room without a word, his face unreadable. Shen Yue stood in silence, tears brimming in her eyes, while his mother collapsed into a chair, clutching her chest. The unanswered questions now haunt every fan. Will Dylan side with his mother or with Shen Yue? Has Bai Lu reached her breaking point? And most importantly, how long can Dylan keep running from the truth before everything comes crashing down? The confrontation between Shen Yue and Dylan's mother had already sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, but what most people don't realize is that what leaked online was only a fraction of the storm that unfolded behind those closed doors. What happened in the family compound that night was not just a clash of words, it was an emotional war that pulled in decades of buried pain, unspoken truths, and a battle over who really knows Dylan best. A living room turned battlefield. The scene could have been mistaken for a drama set. The chandelier above swayed gently, the dim light casting long shadows across the polished floor. Family portraits lined the wall, Dylan's childhood smile frozen in time, a painful reminder that this was not just gossip fodder, but real life unraveling in real time. Shen Yue stood near the window, her hands clenched tightly, her breath shallow. Across from her, Dylan's mother sat stiffly in an armchair, her fingers drumming against the armrest, each tap sharper than the last. "Why no?" Dylan's mother asked finally, her voice trembling with restrained fury. "Why come into this house now, when he's finally found stability?" Shen Yue's eyes glistened, but her voice didn't waver. "Because stability built on lies is just an earthquake waiting to happen. I didn't come here to destroy him. I came here to stop him from destroying himself." The words were bold, but they cracked something open in the air, like glass fracturing under pressure. Old wounds resurface. The argument didn't just stay on the present. Dylan's mother threw the past at Shen Yue like a weapon. "You don't understand the nights I held him when he was broken because of you. The days he couldn't get out of bed. Do you know what that does to a mother, watching her son crumble?" Her voice broke, raw and unfiltered. Shen Yue's lips trembled, and for the first time, her defiance softened into sorrow. "And do you know what it does to a woman, to love someone and be told by the world, even his own family, that she isn't good enough for him? I bled for him in silence, while you erased me from his life." The words cut deep, not just into Dylan's mother, but into the hearts of those listening in the shadows. Staff members exchanged glances, some covering their mouths, stunned at the emotional weight of the exchange. The shattering silence. For a moment, silence hung like a blade between them. Dylan's mother's eyes brimmed with tears, though she fought to keep her expression sharp. Shen Yue's chest heaved as if she'd been holding back years of unsaid words. Then, in a near whisper, Dylan's mother said something that sent chills through the entire house. If you really love him, why didn't you fight for him back then? The question echoed in the air. Shen Yue froze, her lips parting but no words coming out. The silence was louder than any scream. And then slowly she answered. Because sometimes love isn't about fighting. Sometimes it's about letting go. But maybe I let go too soon. Dylan's entrance, the turning point. Just as the weight of those words settled, footsteps echoed from the hallway. Dylan appeared at the doorway, his face pale, his eyes bloodshot as though he had been listening all along. The entire room stiffened. His mother rose immediately, rushing toward him, but he held up a hand. His gaze shifted between the two women, the mother who had always protected him, and the woman who had just laid bare the truth of their past. I didn't ask for this, Dylan said finally, his voice low, trembling. I didn't ask either of you to carry my pain like a weapon. The words silenced the room. But Shen Yue, unable to hold back, took a step forward. Dylan, you need to face it. This, hiding, pretending, it's breaking everyone, especially you. Your mother wants to shield you, but she's only locking you in a cage. Dylan's mother's voice cracked. No, I'm protecting him from you. From the chaos you drag behind you like a storm. The breaking point. The tension exploded when Shen Yue raised her voice, louder than she had ever dared before. I'm not the storm. The storm is the silence, the lies, the pretending. If he chooses Bai Lu, fine, I will walk away forever. But don't you dare say I don't care. Don't you dare erase me like I was never a part of his life. Her voice shook the walls. Dylan's mother gasped, her hand clutching her chest as if the weight of the words had knocked the air from her lungs. Dylan rushed forward, his arms instinctively reaching for his mother, but his eyes, burning, conflicted, never left Shen Yue's face. Witnesses in shock. By this point, whispers had spread through the staff and neighbors outside the compound. Some had their phones pressed to the walls, trying to capture fragments of the explosive exchange. One leaked video later circulated online. Though blurry, it clearly captured Shen Yue's raised voice shouting, "Don't you dare erase me." The clip went viral instantly, sparking hashtags like #ShenYueSpeaksOut and #Dylan caught between two worlds. Fans were left stunned, not just by the confrontation, but by the raw emotion in Shen Yue's tone, the kind that couldn't be faked. The tearful exit. The confrontation ended as suddenly as it began. Dylan's mother, shaken and pale, whispered, "You will never understand what a mother will do to protect her child." And with that, she turned away, tears silently falling as she disappeared into her room. Shen Yue stood frozen, her body trembling, her eyes locked on Dylan, searching desperately for any sign of what he felt. But Dylan, his face carved with pain, didn't move, didn't speak. Finally, Shen Yue broke the silence. "I'll go. But Dylan, remember this. Truth doesn't vanish because you refuse to face it." And with those words, she turned and walked out, her figure disappearing into the night, leaving Dylan caught in the ruins of everything he'd tried to hold together. A cliffhanger that shook the internet. By morning, the confrontation dominated headlines. Entertainment sites called it the real-life drama that outshines any script, while fans flooded forums with endless debates. Was Shen Yue wrong to confront Dylan's mother? Or was she the only one brave enough to drag the truth into the light? And most importantly, where does this leave Dylan, caught between his mother's fierce protection and Shen Yue's raw honesty? The world waits, breathless, for his next move.